It was roughly 4 a.m. when the door gently but firmly slammed open. There was no alarm, no warning. It was merely a voice originating from the darkness, cutting abruptly through the stillness of the night. The voice belonged to me, James Mercer, a 24-year-old man who had just embarked on the harrowing journey of Special Forces selection, the most difficult and challenging thing he had ever attempted in his life. Now, there was an instructor with me, named Sergeant Cole, who never raised his voice. If he needed to, he simply looked at you, and was all it took for your legs to move before your brain realized what was happening. The first day of our training involved running. How far? We didn't know. It merely started as a race until the legs fell. Then we simply stood our ground and continued racing. It didn't matter if we remained down or simply kept going. As the days went by, sleep became a distant memory. Amongst us were two men named Marcus Webb and me, both former members of the Marines. It seemed like everyone around us assumed that Marcus would be the last one standing. During the fourth day, there was a moment when Marcus froze completely during a water crossing. His body kept moving, but his eyes focused elsewhere. I, without meaning to, grabbed his arm and pulled him through. He never expressed any gratitude towards me for saving him. Nevertheless, that night, he moved his bunk next to mine. There are things that don't require words. On the sixth day, we had to complete an incredible journey of 28 miles in knee-wearing, protective gear, while tackling a heavy rainfall. Around mile 9, my knee gave out. At mile 18, I stopped consciously counting the steps. I took and simply stood there in the complete darkness, thinking deeply about what was trying to draw my attention. Why was I here? Thoughts of my father, who served in the infantry for 22 years. There was a portrait of him in his home, glimpsed through a cracked window on the wall. Stood there on that mountain road, I recognized the grin that went with the portrait. Fueled by the curiosity of why I was here, I started walking yet again. On the 9th day, I took the lead in a solo navigation, challenge in the absolute, darkness of complete darkness. Within 3 miles, I lost the trail entirely. Standing in the empty silence, I peered out at the map, which guided me back to my position. I kept moving. When I arrived back at the end of our training, Sergeant Cole was waiting for me. His voice held a certain intensity. "You sat down," he said. "Yes, Sergeant." "Good. There are moments when panic prevents men from sitting down. On the 11th day, we examined our final test. Marcus, who had rolled his ankle hard during mile 8, managed to walk up in under 3 seconds. It was almost as if he were running. Following him, I found my voice. I still don't understand, I thought to myself. Why are you here? Thinking deeply about what I had come to understand, I started walking once more.